RocSports, I'm back with another video. As you can tell by the title, this is a video on my Chicago Bulls. And it's been a lot of chatter about are the Bulls the real deal or not. So that's what we're about to touch on. Let's get right into it. So, we're a little bit past the halfway point now. I want to say we pretty much 50 games in, or 45 to 50 games in. You know, everybody been playing a different amount of games, so to say. But a lot of people didn't have the Bulls making the playoffs once again, right? And the Bulls start to get their respect 10, 15 games, 20 games into the season. Rightfully so. They earned it. We beat some contenders, or who people would consider contenders. We leading the season series on Brooklyn. Yes, the last game we played them, we got smacked in. A lot of teams who people thought would be at the cream of the crop, the Bulls beat a lot of them. But now, fresh off of the Bulls getting a lot of credit amongst the media, now is back to, are the Bulls fake, or, you know, can we take them serious, or is this just a regular season team? All this. So it's still amazing to me how you can go from people questioning whether you're gonna be in the play-in tournament to now, are you the real deal? Are you? Regardless, they need something to talk about. So I get that, but I'm here to tell you my opinion on whether I think the Bulls are the truth or not. Are they contenders or are they pretenders? I'm about to give you my reasons right now of why I think what I think. All right, so in my opinion, the Bulls has been hit harder than any team. And what I mean hit the hardest, they were really the first ones to get hit heavy by COVID. We were the first ones to have games canceled because of COVID. Yes, teams have, I'm not saying that they're the only team, but I think that we were hit the hardest. When you factor in injuries and COVID, I think we've been hit the hardest. And I said that to say, though, the Bulls have built themselves pretty much a good lead. Don't get me wrong. It's such, let's pull the standards up right now. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 2.5 games from the second seed to the 5th seed. But in the East, that is. But I feel like the Bulls then built themselves a good enough lead from the standpoint of if they do have a little bit of slack, they still remain within that top 4, I believe. But yeah, they were the first team to pretty much have a lot of a couple games canceled. I don't remember the exact number. As well as injury, man. So that's what I want to touch on. People questioning the Bulls right now, and this is the reason why I'm making this video. Why would you want to question the Bulls right now? Why nobody was questioning the Bulls whether we were real or not a month ago? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm trying to go with this? From the standpoint of, it's easy to say that the Bulls not real if we lost the last 7 of 10 games, if I'm not mistaken. And that's partially because that's mostly the only reason, in my opinion, losing that many. I'm not saying they would have went 10-0, but losing 7 of the last 10 games, that's only because of injury. That's only because of injury. If you do this for any top team, whether we talking Phoenix, whether we talking Golden State, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, Utah, Memphis, it doesn't matter. If you do this for any team, they're going to fall off too. And what I mean by it, first off, let's take COVID aside. Let's just talk injuries. The Bulls have been shuffling lineups so much. They've been signing guys off the street, pulling guys up from the G League, blase. The Bulls have been without lonzoball, who's out 4 to 6 weeks, and I think we only like a weekend. Alex Caruso, who got hurt off a dirty fluke play by Grayson Allen, and I'm a Duke fan, by the way. But Grayson Allen, he is who he is. He's been doing this since Duke. He probably been doing this since high school. I just haven't followed him since high school. But Alex Caruso out 4 to 6 weeks, or 6 to 8 weeks. Derrick Jones Jr., 6 to 8 weeks. You have to watch these games to know how much of a contribution these players make. Alex Caruso and Lonzo Ball has completely changed the way the Bulls play basketball. What I mean by that is, yes, they might not necessarily be your scorers, and they're not. We have DeRozan, we have Zach. Sure, we even got Kobe more consistent than Vooch before we can, say those guys consistently. But without those two, those are our defensive tone setters, man. Both of them. Lonzo Ball was guarding. For me and my personal awards, Lonzo Ball has to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year or the All Defensive First Team or Second Team. Because this dude, when he was being asked to guard, every position, 1 through 4, Lonzo Ball has been asked to guard. Caruso, we all know what he represents defensively. You know what Lonzo Ball represents too. But my point is, if you take those two out, that's pretty much your whole defensive identity. Not to mention the Bulls have been playing this whole season without Patrick Williams, who was expected to take a big leap this year. Derrick Jones Jr., Javonte Green been out of the lineup. This is what I meant by you have to watch the games and certain teams. I'm sure every team can say this about players, but you have just those players that you love. Everything that they do every night is not gonna consistently show up on the stat sheet, but they play shows up consistently, whether it's energy or just all of that intensity. So Javonte Green is huge for the Bulls. This is fresh after today is Thursday, January 27th. This is fresh after Wednesday, January 26th, when the Bulls just played the Toronto Raptors. And Javonte Green had Pascal Siakam in jail. He had him in straight handcuff. He was on lockdown last night, mostly because of Javonte Green. Yes, he's only 6'3", 6'4", but he's another one. He's guards 1 through 4, who whatever's asked of him, he guards. And the Bulls have been without him, too. He just got back, if I'm not mistaken. Not the last game, but the game before. He just got back. So at one point, they was without all three of those guys. Zachlavine has been out with COVID and an injury. Derrick Jones Jr., I mentioned. He's been out. I already mentioned Patrick Williams. So my point is, if you were to take Steph Curry out a little bit, Klay Thompson was already gone. So you take Curry out for, let's just say, 5 games. You take Curry out for 5 games. Draymond's gone. Klay's out. Jordan Poole's gone. Andrew Wiggins is gone. What the hell is Golden State going to do? What are they going to do? James Wiseman could be there. What are they going to do? They're going to lose. Are they going to lose every game? No. But are they going to lose majority? Well over majority of the games? Absolutely. If you do the same thing for the Suns, if you take away Devin Booker for a couple of games, if you take away Chris Paul for a couple of games, because again, people forget DeMarderozan missed time too. He missed time with COVID. You feel me? You see where I'm going with this? So you take them out for a couple games. Take Mikal Bridges out. Take Cameron Payne out. Come on, man. Like this, stop with this nonsense of trying to judge the Bulls with them not being at full strength. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say. If you watch the Bulls all season long, you know that they are one of the most exciting teams to watch, one of the most explosive teams to watch, one of the most unselfish teams to watch, and they play hard. They play damn hard every night. So much respect to Billy Donovan for still keeping this thing afloat. The Bulls are still top 3 in the East, if I'm not mistaken. And again, are the Bulls contenders though? So let's get into the gist of this video. Are the Bulls contenders? What you think? Leave a comment down below and tell me, do you agree with what I'm saying? Are the Bulls contenders? I'm not going to argue you if you say no, because they do have a lot of they don't have a lot of experience on their roster. No final experience at all, but DeRozan has a little bit of playoff. Well, he have a lot of playoff experience, and that's pretty much it. Alex Caruso, let me take that back. Championship DNA in Caruso. But the Bulls are the real deal, man. Don't get this misconstrued of what's going on now. They are the real deal. If you want to put Miami, Brooklyn, or Milwaukee over them, that's cool. That's cool. But that don't mean that they can't beat them. You feel me? Every team at full strength, I believe that the Bulls have a shot. I would pick them to lose, with the exception of Brooklyn. And you can argue Milwaukee too. But that don't mean that they're not contenders though. So I have it like this. In order for the Bulls to really, really, really be on that level of Brooklyn, in my opinion, I think we're one piece away. And that one piece could be Patrick Williams, if he's developed right. But just a 4 a four-man that can protect the rim, first and foremost, protect the rim, and kind of like an enforcer. Like I feel like that's the only thing that the Bulls are missing. But it's kind of like give and take, because are you willing to sacrifice, say, a Kobe White, a Derrick Jones Jr. in a pick or something to go try to get somebody like a Jeremy Grant or something? Would that really leapfrog us up past Miami, so to say? I don't know. So in terms of fit, I don't know who's really out there that the Bulls can go after. I don't. But I do think that we one piece away. We are the real deal, though, don't get me wrong. But I think that we one piece away to being right on the same level of a Brooklyn. Brooklyn may have 3 scores. Brooklyn may be better than everybody 1 through 3. But when you start talking 4 through 12, they at the bottom of the league, if you ask me. Not the bottom, but the bottom of the playoff teams. There's a lot of teams that's much deeper than Brooklyn. But they so top heavy that obviously those guys alone, each of them could go get you 60, 50, 60 on the night if they get going. You know what I mean? But I'm taking Vucevic. I'm taking Lonzo Ball and Caruso over Patty Mills and LaMarcus Aldridge at this stage of their careers. I'm taking them over them, you know? And we can keep going on and on. Getting back to the Bulls, though, they got a lot of contributions from they are getting a lot of contributions from players that you not necessarily didn't think you would, but not this early. So specifically, Ayo has been amazing. If that was an award for most underrated rookie or most shocking rookie, something like that, he would have hands down won that award. Ayo Dosunmu has been amazing, and his growth from game to game has been very evident. And he's just one of those players, man, that just gets it. He's so mature for his age. He has a complete game already. He has a midi. He has the 3. He can finish around the rim. He can play defense. He can rebound. He can facilitate. He can do it all. So if we had to get rid of somebody like a Kobe White, it would have to blow me away, because I feel like Kobe White contributions, his offensive contributions is more of an asset than his defensive liability. Than him being a defensive liability. So unless we can get blown away with a trade for Kobe White, if that means the Bulls getting rid of a pick to solidify this team right now, I think that we should go for it. I don't think that the Bulls are one of those teams now that can keep using young players in terms of, especially considering what we're gonna be picking now. But I don't think that they're in the business of keep getting these young players trying to develop them. I think that a surefire, well-established veteran will help them more than a rookie on the come-up. You know what I mean? We got enough young players in Kobe White. Even if we got rid of him, and Ayo and then Patrick Williams when he comes back, let them develop. Let's try to get some more veteran experience in there. I would have loved the LaMarcus Aldridge for the Bulls. Obviously, he's a Brooklyn Net. I'm not sure how I feel about Paul Millsap. If he's available come playoff time, I will pick him up. Absolutely. A Boogie Cousins, if he's available come playoff time, I will pick him up. We need a bigger body with veteran experience. When I mean by bigger body, you don't even necessarily have to be a 6'10 plus. I'm just saying a bigger body defensive-wise and just clogging up space in the paint. That can just take up space, man. That's what we need, especially on the rebounds sometimes. We get bullied sometimes on the rebounds with the second unit. I wanted to see more from Tony Bradley, but I just don't think he's ready. He has talent for sure, but I just don't think he's ready. He's not consistent enough and he's not smart enough yet, in my opinion. But getting back to the answer to the question of this video, the Bulls are for real. I just recently dropped the tier video, right? And I had the Bulls and that contenders tier. But to me, it's like this. Milwaukee and Brooklyn for sure. Golden State and Phoenix for sure. Although I still think that Phoenix could lose. Phoenix, if I had to pick a team to get upset out of those 4 teams, it would be Phoenix. Phoenix fans, don't get on me. I respect what y'all doing. I didn't have respect for y'all last year. I totally respect y'all now. And I do watch the games. But if I had to pick out of those 4 teams of a team that would get upset, I would have to go with them. I'm not going to get into the reasons why right now. But that next tier, though, your Utahs, your Memphis, I think the Bulls are kind of like in between. I think they're a little bit better than Utah, like at full strength. I believe they're a little bit better than Utah and like a Memphis, but not necessarily on the same level of a Golden State and Brooklyn at full strength. You get what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, you can rank them however you want to rank them. This is just me giving my opinion. I feel like the Bulls and Miami are in the same spot. Miami definitely have more dogs, and I'm saying that respectfully. They have more dogs, and they definitely have much more playoff experience, including the coach. But I'll give the Bulls a shot to beating them. Everybody at full strength, I give the Bulls a hell of a shot to beat Miami. And it don't matter who have home court. I think that's just a tough series for both teams. I feel like that's a series that can go 7. But stop trying to disrespect the Bulls like that. DeMarderozan is an MVP candidate. How many teams have 2 players averaging over 27? How many teams have a 3rd best player that's on the level of Vucevic? How many? A 4th best player that's on the level of Ball or Caruso. We can keep going down the line. I think that the Bulls have the best set of guards. Like, when you look at the whole roster, like if you want to go 1 through 6 in terms of point guards and shooting guard, when you look at lonzoball, Caruso, Zachlavine, Kobe White, and Ayo, man, those dudes, that's a hell of a guard lineup, man. You can play those dudes at the 1, 2, and the 3 in today's NBA. You can absolutely get away with that. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna, keep talking in circles. The Bulls are for real, but I would like to see them make one more move. I don't know what that move is yet. I'm still searching. I'm looking on everybody's roster to see what it is that the Bulls can do to shore up this roster to really solidify us as a real contender on the level of Brooklyn and the Golden State. But it's only a couple teams that I would say that's better, for sure better than the Bulls right now. If the playoffs started right now, that's only Golden State, Phoenix, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn. I'm not sure that the Heat is better than the Bulls. I'm not saying that Utah and Memphis and everybody else is better than the Bulls. I'm not. I feel like the Bulls is right there, top 5. I think they're the 5th best team. But yeah, that's it. That's all pretty much I want to touch on, man. Bulls fans, we got to stay on these people next, man, because they trying to disrespect us. Clearly, a lot of them are not enlightened on what's going on in the current state of the Bulls. The Bulls were at one point without 7 key guys. And just so happened for the Bulls, at that same stretch, a lot of those key games came during that stretch. So we played Brooklyn, got smacked by 30 plus. We played Golden State, got smacked by 30 plus. We played Dallas, got smacked by 30 plus. All of those came back to back to back. So I can see why people want to push back on the Bulls, so to say. But just do your homework before you say that. Why were they playing so good in earlier the season compared to now? Do your homework. That's all it required. They didn't just fall off that bad. Do your homework. We beat Brooklyn twice early in the season already. Yes, they had Kyrie that 3rd game. I understand that. But we were without guys too that 3rd game. So, the Bulls are for real. I'm going to leave it at that. I got more videos coming out. Stay tuned. This is RocSports. I'm checking out. All of my boxing, NFL, and NBA fans, like, share, and subscribe, man. Keep coming back. I'm going to be dropping more content.